Alright, I'm back. As me. We'll do this one next, but I want to show off the pictures from the last one so people can see from the Bachelor Bells. This is actually on the back of this is Merry Christmas to the dearest, sweetest boy in all the world, my boy, December 25th, 1908. No, it's shiny, but tis what it is, folks. I'm trying to see that it's showing what it needs to show. So very Victorian era type stuff here. This was from Bachelor Bells, illustration by Mr. Harrison Fisher. This is one of my mom's favorites artists from that time period. Look at that hat. Bathing Beauty and her cat. Very Victorian era stuff here. And the final one there. So that's going back in its book. That. As you can see, that's a good sized book there, about almost an inch thick. It's very old. So that one's been read. This next one has seen some better days. It's called Harrison Fisher's American Beauties. There's decorations by E. Stetson Crawford. It was published by Grosset Dunlap Publishers in 1909, November. There's already an illustration here, so we'll show that off there. This regal lady with her gloves on. Then there's illustration notations here. That's the frontispiece. Next one, it says page 15 is called Her Bosom's Like a Frozen Lake. Ooh. So, there she is. Her bosom's like a frozen lake on whose cold brink I stand. Oh, buckle on my spirit's skates, and take me by the hand, and lead thou, living saint, the way to where the ice is thin, that a may break beneath my feet, and let a lover in. I said I thought it very queer and stupid altogether, for stars to keep so very near and not yet come together. At that he smiled and turned his head. I thought he'd caught the notion. He merely bowed good night and said their safety lay in motion. This one's called. It's hard to tell because they just like there's an illustration I think next to the next poem, so it's hard to tell when someone starts when another one begins. This one's called. She wears a sporting gown or witching gown. She sports a witching gown, and there's an illustration here. This lady's sitting in a chair. She sports a witching gown with a ruffle up and down on her skirt. She is gentle, she is shy, but there's mischief in her eyes. She's a flirt. With dimples in her curls, she exasperates the girls past belief. They hint that she's a cat and delightful things like that in their grief. I'm gonna have to keep my finger on this page with the illustration listing. lips that were curled for kisses. And there's a lady with a feathery fan here. Ah, help me, but her face and brow are lovelier than lilies are, beneath the light of moon and star that smile as they are smiling now. White lilies in a pallid swoon, of sweetest white beneath the moon. White lilies in the flood of bright, pure lusciousness of liquid light, cascade down from plen, plen, penaloon, la la la. When all the azures overhead blooms like a dazzling daisy bed, so luminous her face and brow, the luster of their glory shed, and memory even binds me now. And then there's this Amy, why turn from my sight? And there's an illustration of a couple like dancing near midnight, almost like Cinderella's ball kind of a moment there. Amy, why turn from my sight, eyes such heavenly blue? Is it for fear that I might guess what is hidden from view? Do your fair cheeks that were white blush a soft yes when I sue? Do your eyes fill with love light? Amy, Amy, me amazez-vous. That French. I can't do the French, sorry. A smile illumined the lover's face. Then, without undue haste, he slid a manly arm around the maiden's slender waist, and on her cherry lips impressed a warm and loving kiss, and said, "Love, this is what I call the nowness of the this." She took my Fido. How dare? How you dare this? You took the dog. This lady took the dog. She took my Fido, prince of pets. She took my tons of violets. Oh, ladies, sweet beguilers. She took my gloves. She took my books. She took my sighing, ardent looks. She took my costly hewlers. My hewlers. She took my ring. Of course, next day our courtship went the proper way. Oh, this is nothing yellow. She took more troughs. Troths. Troughs. Then I can pen and shirt she took me in, and then she took the other fellow. You whore. In the teacup time. And here's this lady. Daintily holding her cup. Hey, Gildan. It's me. I'm reading an over 100-year-old book. It's a poetry book. In teacup times, the style of dress would suit your beauty, I confess. Belinda, like the patch you'd wear. I picture you with powdered hair. You make a charming shepherdess. The world is filled with flowers. The flowers are filled with dew. The dew filled with love for you and you and you. See, she needs not fashion's narrow rule. We got this. Very Victorian lady looking in her mirror. She needs not fashion's narrow rule to guide her feet secure. Her wildest ways are beautiful. Her freest thoughts are pure. If all your beauties one by one, I pledge, dear, I am thinking, before the tale were well begun, I had been dead of drinking. Wow. Dead of drinking. Do you actually mean drinking yourself dead? Oh, the underlies are real right now. I care not though her teeth are pearls. And there's this picture of a lady with her kitty cat. I care not though her teeth are pearls. The town is full of nicer girls. I care not though her lips are red. It does not do to lose one's head. I'll give her leisure to discover for once how little I think of her, And then how will she feel? Cried he, and took his hat and went to sea. We read this one already. Um, if you were April's lady and I were Lord in May, we'd throw with leaves for hours and draw for days with flowers till day like night were shady and night were bright like day. If you were April's lady and I were Lord in May. And then we got this next picture here. Lady in her fancy hat. She displays a dainty glove and a dainty little love of shoe, and she wears her hat a tilt over curls and of her wilt in the dew. Jessie is both young and fair, dewy eyes and sunny hair and dewy eyes are not where her beauty lies. Jessie is both kind and true, heart of gold and will of you and heart of gold. Still her charms are scarcely told. I like that poem, to be honest with you. I like that poem. Uh, Next one has this lady in, I guess, long kerchiefs and something to keep her hair from getting wet without having to wear the hat. There is a garden in her face where roses and white lilies blow, a heavenly paradise in that place wherein all pleasant fruits do grow. There cherries grow that none may buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Those cherries fairly do enclose of orient pearl a double row, which when her lovely laughter shows, they look like rosebeds filled with snow. Yet them no peer nor prince may buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. There's 17 prints in this, by the way, according to what my mom's writing here. 17 prints. My mom's writing way neater than mine is. Then we got another picture here. Lady in this high collared, I guess you could call it a dress, and a ribbon in her hair. Your dreams have never known a world so fair as this reality of joy and light. The springs that o'er your hair have winged swift flight. Still back again with all their fragrance rare of Maytime blossoms on happy air. Viol and harp and horn, their burden bright, add to the charm of this enchantment night that finds you queen with none your reign to share. But through the music's careless march and swing, beyond these dancers' forms that drift and sway, I hear for you a graver measure ring, where, far along your appointed way, a girl's heart to a woman's task you bring, serene and pure amid the troubled day. It's hard to tell, like I said, it's hard to tell when one begins and the next one and ends when the next one begins. So I'm just reading and hope it makes sense to people. Penelope, O witching maiden, so partial to maiden lanes, her pouting lips are richly laden with kisses dipped in berry stains. She laughs and frowns, there's nothing in it, uncertain as an April day. Her moods they change most every minute, adorable Penelope. This, let's see. Because the roses growing wild about her features when she smiled were ever dewed with tears that fell with tenderness ineffable, because her lips might spill a kiss that dripping in a world like this would tincture death's myrrh bitter stream to sweetness, so I call her dream. And I can tell that my mom took a picture out here between these two poems because there is a cut in the page. That's what my mom did. She would take the illustrations out and she'd frame them. See, this one says, a peppercorn is very small, but seasons every dinner more than all other condiments, although till sprinkled thinner. Just so a little woman is, if love will let her win her. There's not a joy all the world you will not find within her, and as within the little rose you find the richest dyes, and in the little grain of gold much price and value lies, as from a little balsam much odor doth arise, so in a little woman there's a taste of paradise. And there's illustration after that. And you can see there's illustrations for out like this. Lovely little roses and stuff. If she laugh, it is the trill of the wayward whippoorwill over land pastures heard, echoed by the mockingbird, in dim thickets dense with bloom, the blurred cloyings of perfume. She hath a smile that doth beguile a monk in robe and cowl, and yet her eyes could look as wise as grave Minerva's owl. For though they almost blush to reign, though love's own flowers wreath and chain disguise the bondage as we will, 'tis woman rules as still. And you can see it takes that much. So it's really hard to tell what one ends and the other one begins. So I'm just kind of reading. And who has robbed the ocean cave to tinge thy lips with coral hue? Who from India's distant wave for thee those pearly treasures drew? Who from yonder orient sky stole the morning of thine eye? Oh, she is all perfections, all that the blooming earth can send forth fair, all that gaudy heavens could drop down glorious. And the next one. Why, pretty road, do you protest? The trick of stealing you detest. 'Tis what you're doing every day, either in earnest or in play. Cupid and you, 'tis said, are cousins, fought in stealing hearts by dozens, who make no more of shooting sparks, and schoolboys do of wounding larks. Here's another page Mom cut out. Here's to the maiden of blushing 15. Here's to the widow of 50. Here's to the flaunting extravagant queen. And here's to the housewife that's thrifty. Let the toast pass. Drink to the lass. I'll warrant she'll prove an excuse for the glass. This next one. My sweetheart has her faults in plenty, which I perceive which much distress. For instance, she is only 20, and one would think her even less. Her hair is too fine and curly. Her lips are merely Cupid's bow. Her teeth absurdly white and pearly, but still we all have our faults, you know. So I've read that before in another poem, but here's this picture of this lady in her hat. O soul of mine, look out and see my bride that is to be. Reach out with mad, impatient hands and draw aside futurity? Blah. As one might don a veil aside and so unveil her where she stands, Madonna-like and glorified, the queen of undiscovered lands, of love to where she beckons me, my bride that is to be. A woman's letter, however sweet, without a postscript is not complete. It's just like her, men generally say, for once we will let them have their way. It is like her, when all else was wrought, she has created an afterthought, and like the P.S. of her letter, she is therefore so much better. And there's a picture of a lady in a hat again. Of her bright face one glance will trace a picture on the brain. Of her voice in echoing hearts a sound must long remain. But memory such as mine of her very much endears. When death is nigh, my latest sigh will not be life's, but hers. Next one. Oh, her eyes were made to worship, with their depths of heavenly blue. Oh, her mouth was made for kisses, with its dewy, luscious lips. and on the heaven of her caresses, warm and passionate and true, fills me with delirious rapture, thrilling me with to my fingertips. And another lovely picture of a lady. He drew a lot of ladies. He did not draw many men. There are a few, but most of it's women or men with women. It's mostly women, though. Mary, my Mary, oh my Mary, the summer skies are blue. The dawning brings the dazzle, and the gloaming brings the dew. The murk, oh nicked, Nicht, nicked, the glory. Oh, the moon and kindles too. The stars that shift, oh boon the lift. But nay, things bring me you. On her sunny way she goes, much she wonders, little knows. Loves as yet a folded rose, and yet, let's see, all her smiles and dimples die. Glad is she, nor knows she why. Just to live is ecstasy. And there's another picture of a lady sitting in her chair with this lovely rose in her hand and just sitting there with her gloves on and hat. Here's to the charmer whose dimples we prize. Now to the maid who has none, sir. Here's to the girl with a pair of blue eyes, and here's to the nymph but with one, sir. Let the toast pass, drink to the last. I'll warrant she prove an excuse for the glass. And that's the end of that one. Does not specify when this came out. I don't think. 1909. Yeah, printed November of that year by the Bobbs Merrill Company. So we'll set that one aside and create another one. This one's called Harrison Fisher's American Beauties. It looks like it was owned by a Miss Dorothy Parks at one point. She's probably long gone now. May she rest in peace. Wasn't that the same book? Hold on. Yeah, different cover. Yeah, American Beauties. Different cover. I wonder if any of the pictures in here survived that weren't in the other one. I've seen this one. I'm just gonna look for see if there's any pictures in here that were missing in the other one that Mom didn't get to. That one's there. That one's there. Lady with the kitty. Lady with the hat. Oh, here's one that wasn't in the other one. This lady in the see that one was in there. This one I don't think was in there. The lady with the cowl on. Oh yeah, this one's so pretty. This one here, the lady in her wedding dress. Nice and lacy. And oh, and here's another one. Lady with Cupid rolling a heart-shaped ball. That one was in there. That one was. This one was. That one was. And that's it. Okay. So it was only a few that were missing in that one. Okay. So we'll grab this one called Maiden's Fair. Lady with her doggo. Ooh, look at this illustration on the inside. With a peacock. Maiden's Fair by Harrison Fisher. Decorations by J.B. Hapgood. Printed in 1912 by Dodd Mead and Company. There's a number of poems in here, apparently. And there's also illustrations with a lot of them interesting. There's some black and white illustrations and colored illustrations, which is nice. Advice to a Lover. Does it say who written these? S. Charles Jellicoe. Oh, if you love her, show her the best of you. She will you move her to bear with the rest of you. Coldness and jealousy cannot but seem to her signs that a tempest lurks where was sunbeam to her. Patience and tenderness still will wake in her. Hopes to new sunshine, though the storm break for her. Love she will know for her, like the blue firmament. Under the tempest lies and gentle, impermanent. This one's called. There seems to be a missing. The calm morning. There it is. Nor will her ever gentleness find the less when the storm overblown leaveth her kindliness deal with her tenderly, sky-like above her, smile on her waywardness. Oh, if you love her. And there's this gentleman standing there with a cane behind his back and his curly hat. The Call of the Morning by George Darley. Vale of the waterfalls, glen of the streams, wake from your slumbering, wake from your dreams. Wild sings this mountain lark, bird of the air, calling the valley birds up to him there. Sweet ring the mountain bells, high o'er the dale, waking the little bells down in the vale. Fresh breaths, fresh breeze, the morning wind. Bright looks the day up the heather hills, Lillian away. Next one's called May by Nathaniel Parker Willis. And there is an illustration after that poem. Oh, the merry day has pleasant hours, and dreamily they glide as if they floated like the leaves upon the silver tide. The trees are full of crimson buds, and the woods are full of birds, and the waters flow to the music like a tune to pleasant words. The verdure of the meadowland is creeping to the hills. The sweet blue blossomed violets are blooming by the rills. The lilac has load of balm for every wind that stirs. The larch stands green and beautiful amid the somber firs. And there's this lady in her hat. I lost my place again. Looks like Mom was prepping that for something. Anyway, and it continues, looks like. There's perfume upon every wind, music every tree, dews for the moisture, living flowers, sweets for sucking bee. The sick come forth for the healing south. Young are gathering flowers, and life's a tale of poetry that is told by golden hours. If 'tis not true philosophy that the spirit when set free still lingers about its olden home, in the flower and the tree, it is very strange that our pulses thrill at the sight of the voiceless thing, and our hearts so yearn with tenderness in the beautiful time of spring. This one's called A Madrigal by William Shakespeare. Crabbed age and youth cannot live together. Youth is full of pleasance. Age is full of care. Youth is like summer morn. Age is like winter weather. Youth is like summer brave. Age is like winter bear. Youth is full of sport. Age's breath is short. Youth is nimble. Age is lame. Youth is hot and bold. Age is weak and cold. Youth is wild and age is tame. Age do I abhor thee. Youth, I do adore thee. O my love is young. Aged, I do defy thee. O sweet shepherd, hie thee, for methinks thou stayest too long. Spring by Alfred Lord Tennyson. or Sir, it would be Lord Alfred Tennyson. I don't like how they did that. Alfred, comma Lord Tennyson. Come on. Anyway, spring. Birds love and birds song, flying here and there. Birds song and birds love, and you with gold for hair. Birds song and birds love, passing with the weather. Men's song and men's love, to love once and forever. Men's love and birds' love, and women's love and men's. And you, my love, with a crown of gold, you, my queen of the wrens, you, my queen of the wrens, will be birds of a feather. I'll be king of the queen of the wrens, and all in a nest together. This one is another Lord Tennyson called On the Hill. The lights and the shadows fly, yonder it brightens and darkens down the plain. O jewel, a jewel, dear to a lover's eye, oh, it is the brook, or a pool, or her window pane. When the winds are up in the morning, clouds are that are racing above, and the winds and lights and shadows that cannot be still, all running one way to the home of my love. You are all running on, and I stand on the slope of the hill, and the winds are up in the morning. Follow, follow the chase, and my thoughts are as quick ever on, ever on. O lights, are you flying over her sweet little face? And my heart is there before you are come and gone, when the winds are up in the morning. Follow them down the slope, and I follow them down to the window, pane by my dear, and it brightens like my hope, and darkens like my fear, and the winds are up in the morning. Next one, it says, The Green Leaves All Turn Yellow by James Kenny. Sage once is the maiden sung, once summer leaves were growing, experience welled upon his tongue, with love her heart was glowing. A summer bloom will fade away, and will no more be seen. These flowers that took so fresh and gay will not be ever green, for green leaves all turn yellow. 'Tis thus with delights of love, the youthful heart beguiling. Believe me, you will find them prove as transient, though as smiling. Not long they flourish ere they fade, as sadly have seen. Yes, like the summer flowers fair made, oh, none are ever green, for the green leaves all turn yellow. Next one is A Spring Lilt by Anonymous, and it's very short. Though the silver mist of blossom spray, till the orioles list to their joyous lay, what in all the world, they say, is half so sweet, is half as so sweet as May. June, 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 low crone, a brown bees in the clover, sweet, 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 repeat, the robins nested over. This one's called Oh My Love's Like a Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns. And the love's spelled with Luvs. My love's like a red, red rose that nearly sprung in June. Oh, my love's like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love I am, or am I should say, as I will love thee still, my dear, till the seas gang dry. That's weird phrasing there. Till the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands o' life shall run. A fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while. And I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. Amen by Thomas Campion. Ever love, unless you can, bear with all the faults of man. Men will sometimes jealous be, though little cause they see, and hang the head in discontent, and speak what street they will repent. Men that but one saint adore make a show of love to more. Beauty must be scorned to none, though truly served is in one. For what is courtship but disguise? True hearts may have dissembling eyes. Men, when their affairs require, sometimes must themselves retire, sometimes hunt and sometimes hawk, and not ever sit and talk. In these and such like you can bear, then like and love and never fear. See, my love bound me with a kiss. Anonymous. My love bound me with a kiss that I should no longer stay. When I felt so sweet a bliss, I had less power to part away. Alas, that women do not know, kisses make men loth to go. Yes, she knows it but too well, for I heard when Venus dove, I will hear her did softly tell those kisses were the seal of love, so it's probably dove. Oh, muse not then, though it be so, kisses make men loth to go. Had she bid me go at first, it would ne'er have grieved my heart. Hope delayed had been the worst, but to kiss, then to part. How deep it stuck! Speak, gods, you ye know, kisses make men love to go. Then we got Constancy by Sir John Suckling. Out upon it I have loved 3 full days together, and I am like to love 3 more, if it prove fair weather. Time shall molt away his wings, ere he shall discover in the whole wide world again such a constant lover. But the spite on't is but no praise, is still all at all to me. Love with me had made no stays, had it been any but she. Had it been any but she, and that very face, there had been at least ere this a dozen in her place. And they got "O Mistress Mine" by William Shakespeare. I think we read this one before, have we? O mistress mine, where are you roaming? O stay here, your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting. Journey's end in lovers' meeting. Every wise man's son doth know. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present love have present laughter. What what's to come is still unsure. In delay there's lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Use a tough will not endure. Use a stuff will not endure. Sorry. And then there's a picture of this couple ladies sitting this, chilling out, and it's loose from its thing, but it's fine. Next one is called "Let Not Woman E'er Complain," and I love how they do these little e. It's like e then and e r r e. So it's air, or it probably meant to be ever. Maybe I honestly don't know what the e comma the blue e over it means. I mean, look at this. How do you do this? How do you do that? Air is I'm just saying air. I'm probably doing it wrong. It's fine. This is fine. This is totally fine. Let me get back to where it was. Okay. And that's by Robert Burns again. Let not woman e'er complain, inconstancy in love. Let not woman e'er complain, fickle man is apt to rove. Look abroad through nature's range, nature's mighty laws change. My ladies would not be strange, man should thus a monster prove. Mark the winds and mark the skies, oceans ebb and oceans flow, sun and moon but sun set to rise, round and round those seasons go. Why then of silly man to oppose great nature's plan. We'll be constant while we can. You can be no more, you know. There's actually a little sketch of this man on his seat here. Like I said, there's sketches throughout this. Here's to the Maiden by Richard Brinsley Sheraton from the School for Scandal. Scandalous. Here's to the maiden with bashful 15. Here's to the widow of 50. Here's to the flaunting extravagant queen, and here's to the housewife that's 50. Have we already read this? And there's a chorus. Let the toast pass, drink to the last. I'll warrant should prove an excuse for the glass. Here's to the charmer whose dimples we prize. Now is to the maid who has none, sir. Here's to the girl with a pair of blue eyes, and here's to the nymph, but with one, sir. Let the toast pass, etc. is the chorus. Here's to the maid with a bosom of snow. Now to her that's as brown as berry. Here's to the wife with a face full of woe. And now to the damsel that's merry. Let the toast pass chorus. For let them be clumsy or let them be slim, young or ancient, I care for not a feather. I fill up your glass, nay, fill to the brim, and let us in toast them together. And then there's another chorus. The Age of Wisdom by William Makepeace Thackeray. Not Ree, but Ray. Ho, pretty page with dimpled chin, that ne'er has known a barber's shear. All your wish is a woman to win. This is the way that boys begin. Wait till you come to 40 year. Back in 1900, that's a long time. Curly long cold locks cover foolish brains. Billing and cooing is all you cheer. Sighing and singing at midnight strains under Bonnie Bell's window panes. Wait till you come to 40 year. 40 times overlit Michaelmas pass. Michaelmas? Grizzling hair, the daith broth clear. Then you know a boy is an ass. Then you know the worth of a lass when she have come to 40 year. Wow. And there's this gentleman painting a lady. Like I said, every once in a while he did dudes. There's more. Pledge me around me, I bid you declare. O good fellows whose beards are grey, did not the fairest of fair common grow in wearisome air? Over ever a month was passed away. The reddest lips that ever have kissed, the brightest eyes that ever have shone, may pray and whisper, and we not list, or look away and never be missed. Ere yet ever a month is gone. Jillian's dead, God rest her bier. That's B-I-E-R, buyer. How I love her 20 years sign, S-Y-N-E. Marion's married, but I sit here, alone and merry at 40 year, dipping my nose in the Gascon wine. Kate Temple's song by Sir J. Carnegie, the Earl of Suffolk. Ooh, an Earl. Ooh. Only a touch and nothing more. Ah, but never so touched before. Touch of lip, was it? Touch of hand? Either is easy to understand, or if it may be smitten with fire or frost, but never the touch of true love lost. Only a word was it? Scarce a word, musical whispers softly heard. Syllabled nothing, just a breath. 'Twill outlast life, and 'twill laugh at death. Love with so little can do so much. Only a word sweet, only a touch. This one's called Two Violets by Robert Herrick. It's very short too. Welcome, maids of honor. You bring in the spring and wait upon her. She has virgins many, fresh and fair, yet you are more than sweet than any. You're the maiden's posies, and so graced to be placed for damask roses. Yet, though thus respected, by and by ye do lie, poor girls neglected. This one's called A Farewell by Mr. Lord Alfred Tennyson. Flown down, cold rivulet, to see thy tribute wave deliver, no more by thee my steps shall be, forever and forever. Flow, softly flow, by line and sea, or lee, sorry, it's line and lee. A rivulet, then a river, nowhere but thee my steps shall be, forever and forever. And here will sigh thine alder tree, and here thine asper shiver, and here by thee will hum thee be, forever and forever. And a thousand suns will stream on thee, and a thousand moons will quiver, but none by thee my steps shall be, forever and ever. Next one is called Song by Matthew Prior. A lake and a ferry boat, to sail in a moonlight clear, and merrily we would float from the dragons that watch us here. Thy gown would be snow-white silk, and strings of orient pearls, like gossamers dipped in milk, should twine thy raven curls. Red rubies should deck thy hands, and diamonds should be thy dower. But fairies had broke their wands, and wishing has lost its power. See, To See by Thomas Lovell Beddoes, with a double D. Oh, to see, the calm is o'er. The wanton water leaps to sport, and rattles down a pebbly shore, and the dolphin wheels, the sea cow snort. An unseen mermaid's pearly song comes bubbling up the weeds among. Fling broad the sail, dip dear the oar. To see, the calm is o'er. To see, our white-winged bark shall billowy cleave its watery way, and with its shadow fleet and dark break the caved Triton's azure day, like mountain eagles soaring light over antelopes on alpine height. The anchor heaves, the swing ships free, our sails swell full to sea, to sea. I watched her vanish in space. She came where I walked no more, and something had passed of her grace to the spell of the wave and the shore. And now, as glad as stars arise, she comes to me rosy and rare, the delight of the wind in her eyes, and the hand of the wind in her hair. And now we got a song, one called Song by Mouth Prayer. We have two songs in here. In vain you shall tell your parting lover, as you wish fair winds may waft him over. Alas, what words can happy prove that bear me far from what I love? Can equal those that I sustain from slightest vows in cold disdain. Be gentle in the pity choose to wish the wildest tempest lose, that thrown again upon the coast, where first my shipwrecked heart was lost, I may once more repeat my pain, once more in dying notes complain of slighted vows and cold disdain. Next one is called A Maiden by W. E. Henley. Chiming a dream by the way, with ocean's rapture and war, I met a maiden today, walking along the shore, walking in maiden wise, medicine fair, kind and fair. The freshness of the spring in her eyes, and the fullness of spring in her hair. Cloud shadow and scudding sunburst were swift on the floor of the sea, and the mad wind was romping its worst. But what was their magic to me? or the charm of the midsummer skies. I only saw she was there, a dream of the sea in her eyes, and the kiss of the sea in her hair. And the next one is called Love by Sir Walter Riley. We know Mr. Riley there, well, don't we? Know that love is a careless child, and forgets promise past. He is blind, he is deaf when he lists in a fair faith never fast. His desire is a dureless content and a trustless joy. He is one with the world of despair and is lost with a toy. If womankind is such is the love, or the word love abused, under which many childish desires and deceits are excused. But true love is a durable fire, in the mind ever burning, never sick, never old, never dead, from itself never turning. Got this picture of a mom and her daughter, I would presume, here, and their dog. The City Child by Mr. Lord Alfred Tennyson. Dainty little maiden, whither would you wander? Whither from this pretty home, the home where mother dwells? Far and away, said the dainty little maiden, all among the gardens, auriculas, anemones, roses and lilies and Canterbury bells. Dainty little maidens, whither would you wander? Whither from this pretty house, this city house of ours? Far and away, said the dainty little maiden, all among the meadows, the clover and the clematis, daisies and kingcups and honeysuckle flowers. Next one is called A Song of Sighing by James Thomson. Would some little joy today visit us, heart? Could it but a moment stay, then depart? With flutter of its wings, stirring sense of higher things, like a butterfly astray in a dark room, telling, outside there is day, sweet flowers bloom, birds are singing, trees are green, runnels ripple silver sheen. Heart, we now have been so long, sad without change, shut in deep from shine and song, nor can range. It would do us good to know that the world is not all woe. This next one's called Come, Let Us Go to the Land by Barry Cornwall. Come, let us go to the land where the violets go. Let us thither, Thither, thither. Try that, guys. Hand in hand, over the water and over the snow, to the land where the sweet, sweet violets grow. There, in the beautiful south, where the sweet flowers lie, thou shalt sing with sweeter mouth. Under the light of this evening sky, that love never fades, though violets die. To a Lover by Sir John Suckling again. Why so pale and wan, fond lover? Prithee, Prythee, Prythee. Ah. Why so pale? Well, you looking well, can't move her. Looking ill, prevail. Prithee, why so pale? Why so dull and mute, young sinner? Prithee, why so mute? Will, when speaking, well can't win her. Well, saying nothing, don't, D-O with a T. Ugh. Prithee, why so mute? Quit, for shame, this will not move. I cannot take her, if of herself she will not love. Nothing will make her. The devil take her. Wow. The Wandering Night Sign by John Gibson Lockhart. There's no Sir there. I'm going to say Sir for all these, aren't I? My ornaments are arms, my pastime is in war. My bed is cold upon the wold, my lamp is yon star. My journeyings are long, my slumbers short and broken. From hill to hill I wander still, kissing thy token. I ride from land to land, I sail from sea to sea. Some day more kind I fate may find, some night kiss thee. And it's actually translated from Spanish, which is interesting that it rhymes from Spanish. Wow. To Cupid by Francis Davison. Love, if God thou art, even evermore thou must be merciful and just. If thou art just, oh, wherefore doth thy dart wound mine alone, and not my lady's heart? If merciful, then why am I to pain reserved, who have thee truly served? While she that by thy power sits not a fly, laughs thee to scorn and lives at liberty. Then, if a God would thou wouldst accounted be, heal me like her, or else wound her like me. Wow. When thou art near me by Lady John Scott. Lady. When thou art near me, sorrow seems to fly, and then I think as I may, what that on this earth there is no one more blessed than I. But when thou leavest me, doubts and fears arise, and darkness reigns where all before was light. The sunshine of my heart is in those eyes, and when they leave me, all the world is night. But when thou art near me, sorrows seem to fly, and then I feel as I may that this earth there dwells no one so blessed as I. Then we got To a Flower by Anonymous. Dawn, gentle flower, from the morning earth, we will gaze and wonder at thy wondrous birth. Bloom, gentle flower, lover of the light, sought by wind and shower, fondled by the night. Fade, gentle flower, all thy white leaves close, having shown thy beauty till time 'tis for repose. Die, gentle flower, in the silent sun, so all pangs are over, and thy tasks are done. And here's another illustration. Then we got The Call by George Darley. Awake thee, my maiden love, wake thee and rise. The sun through the bower peeps into thine eyes. Behold how the early lark springs from the corn. Hark, hark, how the flower bird winds her wee horn. The swallow's glad shriek is heard all through the air. The stock dove is murmuring loud as she dare. Then wake thee, my lady love, bird of my bower, the sweetest and sleepiest bird at this hour. Why You Lovely Charmer by Anonymous. Didn't we do something like this already? There's a lot of repeats in this art portrait I'm noticing, which is fine. Look out, bright eyes, and bless the air, even in shadow if you are fair. Shut up beauty is like fire that breaks out clearer still and higher. Though your beauty it be confined and love's soft love a prisoner bound, yet the beauty of your mind neither check nor chain hath found. Look out nobly then and dare, e'en the fetters that you wear. Let's look at Bright Eyes, and then Why the Lovely Charmer. Why, lovely charmer, tell me why so very kind and yet so shy? Why does that cold, forbidding air give damp of sorrow and despair? Or why that smile my soul subdue and kindle up flames anew? In vain you strive with all your art by turns to fire and freeze my heart. When I behold a face so fair, so sweet a look, so soft an air, my ravished soul is charmed all over. I cannot love thee less or more. So Love You Charm Me was anonymous. Look Up Bright Eyes was by Beaumont and Fletcher. And then there's I Love My Love by Charles Mackay. Or Mackey. Or M-A-C-K-A-Y. Mackay, I presume. What is the meaning of the song that rings so clear and loud? Thou nightingale amid the copse, thou lark above the cloud, what says thy song, thou joyous thrush, up in the walnut tree? I love my love because I know my love loves me. What is the meaning of thy thought, O maiden fair and young? There is such pleasure in thine eye, such music in thy tongue. There is such glory in thy face. What can the morning meaning be? I love my love because I know my love loves me. Oh, happy words at beauty's feet, we sing them ere our prime. And when the early summer's pass and care comes on with time, still it be ours, in care's despite, to join the chorus free. I love my love because I know my love loves me. Please while I take a sip. In the Train by James Thompson. Very short poem. As we rush to the train, the trees in the houses go wheeling back, but the starry heavens above the plain come flying at our track, on our track. All the beautiful stars of the sky, several doves of the forest of night, over the dull earth swam and fly, champions, or excuse me, companions of our flight. We will rush ever on without fear. Let the goal be far and the flight be fleet, for we carry the heavens with us dear, while the earth slips from our feet. Next one is The Two Daffodils by Robert Herrick. Fair daffodils, we weep to see you haste away so soon, and yet the early rising sun has not attained his noon. Stay, stay, until the hasting day has run. But to the even song, blah, having prayed together, we will go with you along. We have short time to stay as you. We have a short a spring, a quick a growth to meet decay as you or anything. We die as your hours do and dry away, like a summer's rain, or as the pearls of morning's dew, ne'er to be found again. Her Likeness by Dinah Maria Moloch Craik. C-R-A-I-K, Craik. A girl who has many willful ways, she would have caused Job's patience to forsake him. Yet it is so rich in all that's girlhood's praise. Did Job himself upon her goodness gaze, and that a better she would surely make him. Yet in this girl I sing in not uncommon, and very far from angel yet I trow, yet she's more lovable as a simple woman than any one diviner that I know. Therefore I wish that she may safely keep this woman heed. And woman heed is, well, one word. It says woman and then H-E-D-E, heed. And change not only grow. From maid and matron, youth to age may creep, and in perennial blessedness may reap on every hand that which she doth sow. Then we got Cupid Swallowed by Leigh Hunt. It's Leigh. The other day, as I was twining roses for a crown and dine-in, what of all things midst the heap should I light on fast asleep? And the little desperate elf, the tiny traitor, loved himself, but the wings I picked him up like a bee, and in the cup of my wine I plunged and sank him, and what Die, think I did. I drank him. Wow. Faith and thought him dead, not he. There he lives with tenfold glee, and now this moment, with his wings, feel him tickling my heartstrings. You drank an elf, and he doesn't care. That's weird. That's very weird. I know you're following Cupid, but damn, man. Wings by Mary Louise Ritter. What are you in relation to John? Hmm. The sunset light is on the sail, the winter oil glow, and on the billows up and down, the boat rocks to and fro. The birds float upward to the sky. Oh, how I long for wings to fly! The boat has wings, the birds have wings, but none remain for me. The wings of kind and loving thought, and the wings of memory. On those I come, I still repeat, I love, I love, I love you, sweet. Then we got Roses by Leigh Hunt again. Our blushing roses bending with our fullness, midst our close-capped sister beds and warming the green coolness. Whatever, whatsoever of beauty yearns and yet reposes, blush and bosom and sweet breath took a shape in roses. Hold one of us lightly, see from what a slender stalk we bowed in heavy blooms and roundness rich and tender. Know you not our only bridal flower, the human, loveliest weight on life's foot, joy abundant woman. And this appears to be the last poem, called Somebody by Anonymous. Somebody's courting somebody, somewhere or other tonight. Somebody's whispering to somebody under the clear moonlight. Near the bright river's flow, running so still and slow, talking so soft and low, she sits with somebody. Pacing the ocean's shore, edged by foaming roar. Words never used before sound sweet to somebody. Under the maple tree, deep though in the shadows be, plain enough they can see, bright eyes has somebody. No one sits up to wait, though she is out so late. All know she's at the gate, talking with somebody. Tiptoe to the parlor door, two shadows on the floor. Midnight reveal no more, Susie and somebody. Ooh, she's sneaking into the house. Ooh. Two sitting side by side, flirt with ebbing tide. Thus, dearest, may we glide through life, says somebody. Somewhere, somebody makes love to somebody tonight. Wow. When was this printed? Did I get the printing date on this? 1912, right? Okay, so there's that one. This one is called A Book of Sweethearts. You can see the cover, Seen Better Days. Pictures by famous American artists. Decorations by Will Jenkins. Printed by Grosset and Dunlap. There's a dedication that says, I have known many, liked a few, loved one, here's to you. And the copyright is 1908. And here already we got art by Mr. Fisher. And yet another one here. I seem in the midst of the crowd, the lightest of all. My laughter rings cheery and loud in banquet and ball. My lift half it smiles and it sneers for all men to see, but my soul and my truth and my tears are for thee, are for thee. And there's actually no thing telling you who does anything in here, which is kind of a shame. So you don't know who really wrote these, I think. Around me they flatter and fawn, the young and the old and the fairest are ready to pawn their golds, hearts for my gold. They sue me, I laugh as I spurn the slaves at my knee, but in faith and in fondness I turn until thee unto thee. And you can see there's all kinds of embellishments and stuff in here. There's some art in here by a gentleman that borders this poem here. Your whim is for frolic and fashion, your taste is for letters and art. This rhyme is the commonplace passion that grows in uh, a fond woman's heart. Lay it by in some sacred deposit, for relics we all have a few. Love someday they'll print it, because it was written to you. And then you got the artwork here. The sweetest flower that blows I give you as we part. For you it is a rose, for me it is my heart. The fragrance it exhales, ah, if you only knew, which but in dying fails, it is my love of you. The sweetest flower that grows I give you as we part. You think it but a rose, ah me, it is my heart. Here's to the girl I love, God bless her. Here's to her eyes that tender shine. Here's to the lips that melt on mine, to the shining tresses and uncontrolled that fall on her neck like tendrils gold, to her little mouth and dainty chin, to the little dimples out and in. Here's to the girl I love. God bless her. About my darling's lovely eyes I have made no end of verses, about her precious little mouth, songs which each voice rehearses. About my darling little's cheek I wrote a splendid sonnet, and if she had a heart I'd write an ode upon it. Here's to the gladness of her gladness when she's glad. Here's to the sadness of her sadness when she's sad. But the gladness of her gladness and the sadness of her sadness are not in it with her madness when she's mad. Wow. And there's a illustration. They made talk of love in a cottage and bowers of trellised vine, of nature bewitchingly simple, and milkmaids half divine. But she gave me a slight flirtation by this light of chandelier, with music to play in pauses and nobody very near. And I don't think you guys can see this, but yeah, I have this page. I'm just turning pages as I go. Her lips were so near that, what else could I do? You'll be angry, I fear, but her lips were so near. Well, I can't make it clear or explain to you, but her lips were so near that what else could I do? True love is at home on the carpet, and mildly makes his ease, and true love have an eye for dinner, and starves beneath shady trees. His wing is the fan of a lady, his foot an invisible thing. His arrow is tipped with a jewel and shot from a silver spring. They're implying Cupid there. There's another. Very Victorian area stuff here. Unless you can think when song is done, no other is soft in the rhythm, unless you can feel when left by one that all men else go with him, unless you can know when unpraised by his breath that your beauty itself wants proving, unless you can swear for life, for death, or fear, oh fear, to call it loving. Rose kissed me today, will she kiss me tomorrow? Let it be as it may, Rose kissed me today. But the pleasure gives way to savor or sorrow. Rose kissed me today, will she kiss me tomorrow? They talk about women's sphere as though it has a limit. There's not a place in heaven or earth or heaven There's not a task to mankind given. There's not a blessing or a woe. There's not a whispered yes or no. There's not a life or birth that a feather's weight of worth without a woman in it. Oh, talk not to me of a name great in story. The days of our youth are days of our glory, and the myrtle and ivy, a sweet 1 and 20, are worth all our laurels, though ever so plenty. And another illustration. And there's a lot of them with illustrations within the pictures, like this one here, you can see. Super short. You may run the whole gamut of color and shade. A pretty girl, however you dress her, is the prettiest thing that was ever made, and the last one is always prettiest. Bless her. The wheat bends down with its golden crown, and its ho for the lass that loves me. It is a brief, bright way to the parson's town. Then it's ho for the lass that loves me. For her eyes are bright as the twinkling light of the stars o'er the wheat fields shining, and never I roam but they light me home, where the lass for me is pining. Let the golden crown of wheat bend down, it's all for the lass that loves me, the parson's town, and the wedding gown, and the lips of the lass that loves me. And there's this lovely little. One kiss from all the others prevents me, and sets all my pulses astir, and burns my lips and torments me. 'Tis the kiss that I fain would give her. One kiss from all others requites me, although it is never to be. The sweetens my dreams and invites me. 'Tis the kiss that she shall not give me. He said when first he saw me, life seemed once divine. Each night he dreamed of angels, and every face was mine. Sometimes a voice in sleeping would all his hopes forbid, and then he wakened weeping. Do you really think he did? Thou art so sweet and fair, which such a heaven in thine eyes. It almost seems an overcare to ask them to be good and wise, as if a little bird were blamed because its song unthinking flows, as if a rose should be ashamed of nothing but a rose. See the mountains kiss the high heaven, and the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be given if disdained its brother. And the sunlight clasps this earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. What are all these kissings worth, if thou kiss not me? And there's another illustration. There's a little Saxon proverb that goes very much like this, that a man's half in heaven when he wants a woman's kiss. But there's a danger in delaying, for the sweetness may forsake it. So I ask you, tasteful lover, if you wish one, why not take it? Wow, this kiss me already kind of thing. Um, she wears a rose in her hair at the twilight's dreamy close. Her face is fair, how fair, under the rose. I steal like a shadow there, as she sits in rapt repose, and whisper my loving prayer under the rose. She takes the rose from her hair, and her color comes and goes, and I, a lover, will dare under the rose. May the woods in my heart and we beside the river, King love between us lying, said, children love forever. I heard him, and I thought she heard. Her lips began to quiver, and I so shyly kissed her. Love laughed along the river. There's another illustration. I dare not ask a kiss. I dare not beg a smile. Least having that or this, I might grow proud the while. No, no, the utmost share of my desire shall be only to kiss that air that lately kissed thee. To my sweetheart, she is not a goddess, an angel, a lily, or a pearl. She is just that which is sweetest, completest, and neatest. A little, dear little, queer little, sweet little girl. When queer meant something completely different. Here's to the prettiest, here's to the wittiest, here's to the truest of all, we are true. Here's to the neatest one, here's to the sweetest one, here's to them all in one. Here's to you. And here's another illustration. Fancy hat. In a world of ceaseless changes, where all things fade and pine, where love like fancy ranges down like a tangled line, there are just two hearts worth knowing, just two whose constant glowing no sign of change is showing. Your heart, sweetheart, and mine. Confess ye volunteers, lieutenant and ensign, and captain of the line, as bold as Roman. Confess ye grenadiers, however strong and tall, the conqueror of you all is woman, woman. Nor corselet is so proof, but through it from her bow, the shafts that she can throw will pierce and rankle. No champion e'er so tough, but's in its struggle thrown, and tripped and trodden down by her slim ankle. And here's another illustration. Who has not looked upon her brow has never dreamed of perfect bliss, but once to see her is to know what beauty, what perfection is. Her charms are of the grove of heaven. She decks the night with hues of day. Blessed are the eyes to which 'tis given on her gaze the soul away. Here's to the woman, the source of all our bliss. There's a foretaste of heaven in her kiss. But from the queen upon her throne to the maiden in her dairy, they all are all alike in one respect, contrary. Yeah, freaking accurate. He kissed me, and I know 'twas wrong, for he was neither kith nor kin. Need one do penance very long for such a tiny little sin? He pressed my hand. That wasn't right. Why will men have such wicked ways? It wasn't for a minute quite, but in there are days and days. There's mischief in the moon, I know. I am positive I saw her wink. I am positive I saw her wink. I requested him to go. I meant it too, I almost think. But after all, I'm not to blame. He took the kiss, I do think, man, and quite without the sense of shame. I wonder when he'll come again. And this picture of a lady pretending to be an Indian. I don't know. She's not quite colored to be an Indian. Whoops. Whoops. The clover blossoms kiss her feet. So is she. So is so sweet. While I, who may kiss, what? While I who may not kiss her hand, bless all the wildflowers in the land. Soft sunshine falls across her breast, so she is blessed. Blest, blessed. I am jealous of his arms of gold. Oh, that these arms her form might hold. Gently the breezes kiss her hair. She is so fair. Let flowers and sun and breeze go by. Oh, dearest, love me, or I die. And that's the end of this book. This one's called Beauties. Illustrations by Mr. Harris. It looks like somebody put a card in here. Nicolette Unkiel van Castile. Netherlands, NL. An .nl must be Netherlands. Inkoop in Verkoop van Oud Print Pref Karten. Who knows how long that's been in there? That person's probably long gone, or very old. And then we got a picture already right there. Lady in her fancy cheetah coat and doggy. The verse is by Carolyn Wells. Decorations are by Theodore B. Hapgood and printed by Todd Mead and Company in 1913. Lots of contents here. An elusive charm. I'm perfectly daft about Nancy. She's graceful and dainty and fair, but the charm that most catches my fancy is her little preoccupied air. I agree that she's awfully pretty, has sweet eyes and beautiful hair. She's clever and gracious and witty, but that little preoccupied air. It's enchanting the way she looks at you with a gentle but unseeing stare, like a lovely vivified statue with that little preoccupied air. And there's a illustration right after that poem. See, there's more here. Yep. She heeds not a word you are saying. She seems not to know you are there. You perceive her attention is strained by that little preoccupied air. A glance that is unconsciously tender, an interest that seems not to care. When you see her, she'll surely surrender to that little preoccupied air. Then we got cited. St. Valentine's ship came sailing across the sea of dreams, roses hanging from railing and golden pendant gleams, blown by winds of fancy, careless of maps and charts, steered by love's necromancy and ballasted with hearts. Across the space between us she glides on even keel. Her figurehead is a Venus and a Cupid's at the wheel. The turtle doves are swinging and wreaths hung from the bow. Youth at the helm is singing, and the pleasure at the prow. Freighted with fair romances, love knots and ribbons blue, as nearer she advances, I hear the ring-doves coo. Ho, maidens, all be merry, and gallants pay your court. 14th of February, she will arrive in port. Ballad of Welcome, but spelled with a B-A-L-L-A-D-E. Ballade of Welcome, I presume. A pleasant stir is in the air, the atmosphere is glad and gay. The very town seems debonair as we pursue our daily way. The stealthy interest we betray, and the glance of pavement up and down. Ah, yes, the sight will repay. The summer girl is back in town. We gaze admiring as we dare, nor let our glance our thoughts convey. Though tempted only to stare, our better instincts we obey. Discreetly, our steps delay. And then there's a illustration here before it continues. Half-minded to incur a frown, truly it is brave display. It is a brave display. The summer girl is back in town. Have you been flitting everywhere since you've deserted us last May? Or your absence we have to bear, though overlong you seem to stay. And now you're here in glad array, in tub frock and tailor gown, in serge and linen and peak, P-I-Q-U-E, peak. The summer girl was back in town. Le envoy, O goddess, we owe your sway. You maidens of dusky brown, it is with thankfulness we say the summer girl is back in town. The poets write an awful lot. This is Belinda's Dimple. There's an old name for it. The writers write an awful lot of rhythmic, measured chaff, a sonnet to an eyebrow or a lyric to a laugh. But were I to indite an ode, I think that I would speak of that busy little dimple in Belinda's cheek. It comes and goes so suddenly, it isn't there and then. It flashes into being and it disappears again. My wonder and my interest is always sure to pique that little busy little dimple in Belinda's cheek. It expresses such a lot of things. It means she's gay and glad. It means she's pert and saucy, or it means she's sort of sad. It means she's very angry, or she means she's rather meek. That busy little dimple in Belinda's cheek. She uses it so deftly, for she knows its subtle power. Her smile is like a sunbeam, and her face is like a flower. And when the day's work's over, I'm always glad to seek that busy little dimple in Belinda's cheek. That was a sweet little song. See, poetry vs. prose. I have frequently written to May, some verses I thought rather bright, some rhymes that were merry and gay, some sentiments graceful if trite, if I had scribbled till the hours at night. Ballades, triolets, and rondeaux. 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 And triolets? Triolets. The triolets. But now I am going to write just three little words of plain prose. I have written a glad verole, Virelai, verole, that gave me exquisite delight. A charming rondu redoublé, because the accent over the e. Though the rhyming was difficult quite. I've written sestinas despite sestinas. Boy, like again, very rare to see him doing dudes, but he does do them. She's like, please, sir, oh. The troubles attendant, wait. The troubles attendant on those, but I now pen in clear black and white. Just three of the words of plain prose. My Pegasus often would stray to distant and dizzying height. My muse would go soaring away on truly phenomenal flight, and though I very likely I might some more than such classic compose, my missive this time shall be slight. Just three little words of plain prose. Le envoy, my sweetheart, I needed indite, and look in your eyes clearly shows you read by your heart's second sight those three little words of plain prose. And we got loneliness here. Yes, I am lonely, but the word dear heart has lost all meaning now that we're apart. It is too small, too trivial to express my heavy load of aching loneliness. My heart's weighed down with solitude, aghast. I shall stand alone in nothingness so vast. It is infinite horizon stretched as far to where you, my beloved, are. And then we got man. He's only a purse to pay her bills, for her hats, frocks, and frills, and escort to take her to and fro, whenever she thinks she wants to go, or wherever, sorry. To call for her when the bridge game's done, to sympathize with her grief or fun, or something to tell her troubles to chirk her up when she thinks she's blue. What was chirk? Chirk. Look it up, folks. To take but never give advice, to tell her horrors of hats look nice, to post her letters and wind the clock, and hook up the back of her modish frock, to strap her suitcase and find her gloves, and listen to tales of old time loves. In fact, to do all she may say or ask. He's such a fool that he loves the task. A song of Tessie, and there's the illustration there. Daffodils are springing in the garden fair. Bobolinks are singing in the sunny air. Fairy clouds are floating in the azure skies when first met pretty Tessie with the sunshine in her eyes. Tessie with the sunshine in her eyes, Tessie with a smile of gay surprise. In her merry glance sunbeams seemed to dance, Tessie with sunshine in her eyes. Autumn's leaves were falling in the rustling breeze. Whippoorwills were calling in the tossing trees. Golden green was waving o'er the cornflowers blue. When I first told pretty Tessie I loved her fond and true. Tessie with the sunshine in her eyes, Tessie with a blush of shy surprise. At the trysting tree, Tessie waits for me. Tessie with the sunshine in her eyes, the trysting tree. The Ballade of the Two-Heart Bid. At Auction Bridge, night after night, with dear old Grandmama I play, with Auntie Sue, whose hair is white, and Auntie Jane, whose hair is gray. One spade, one club, without, they say, a merriest of mimic marts. But all my thoughts are far away, and to myself I say, two hearts. My dreams are very fair and bright, for I am young, and the world's at May. I cannot curb the rapturous flight of secret fancies glad and gay. To auction little heed I pay. When Grandmama the starting bids, aloud I gaily join the fray. But to myself I say, two hearts. I gaze into the fire's soft light, blessing a dummy's dear delay. And I feel all the world is right, remembering words of yesterday. The vision laughing flames portray a hint of his dear face imparts. Auction conventions I obey, but to my safe I say, two hearts. Le envoy, my prince, with thine my heart's astray, in lands that I have nor maps nor charts. I keep the scarf for we and they, and to myself I say, two hearts. My Lady of Yule, and there's a illustration here. Lady with a donkey in her lap and some, I presume, a couple of helmet boxes and maybe a present for herself. Bright face that is rosy and smiling, bright hair with starry wreath crown, bright eyes in whose artless beguiling the glory of youth may be found, bright holly sprays hiding demurely among billows of snowy white tulle, Tulle, tulle. A spirit of Christmas is surely my Lady of Yule. What gift may I happily prefer to gladden my Christmas tide, girl? Rich silver and gold shall I offer, or trinkets of turquoise and pearl. Shall the Orient yield its rare treasure of ivory, teakwood, or buhl, Buhl? Or tell me what gives you most pleasure, my Lady of Yule? She heeds not my humble petition, nor material gift she requires. The spirit of Christmas tradition is all that my lady desires. So we join in the contra dance merry. Then I follow in time-honored rule, and kiss neath the mistletoe berry, my Lady of Yule. Then we got my dream. Flower of my heart, my fond dreams of you bring joy like the rapturous gladness of spring. Though at your will your ways lie apart, yet I can dream of you, flower of my heart. Only in visions this joy may I know. Only in dreams your dear smile you bestow. Oh, darling, I love you. I love only you. I tell you that sometime my dream may come true. Then we have left. The sky is blue, the sea is bright, the wings are dancing with delight. The earth is glad, my heart is gay. Sweet Kitty Summers comes this way. The sky is dark, the sea is gray, and it is a gloomy, doleful day. The earth is sad, and sad am I. Miss Catherine Summers passed me by. Wow. And then we're definitely flirting with her. On the summer hotel veranda, he has a six-motor sports car, they say. Keeps three in Paris, and oh my, isn't that tunic just so gray? I really think she ought to die. The biggest catch of all, my dear. He has one lung and 30 millions. They do say, yes, Jack Hall is here. He's simply grand to lead cotillions. She has four homes, and gracious me, did you hear about Miss Titus? It can't possibly be that she. Yes, I have had appendicitis. Hmm, okay. The best bridge player in the place. She has a house with 60 rooms. It changes things if that's the case. Oh yes, I visited the tombs. He is a widower, my dear, the richest man in this hotel. I think it's rather poky here. You wear an overskirt so well. I saw them on the boardwalk. No, I never touched a bit of sweet. But how much does she really owe? No, you shan't pay. This is my treat. And so goes from morn till night, the same old talk, the same old way. And yet, dear reader, if I might, I ask what better things you say. The Ballade of Broadway. Some love of a garden gay, where brilliant blossoms blow. Some love a shaded way, where leafy lindens grow. Some love the valleys low, and some the mountains' height. I love the passing show along Broadway at night. I love the gay display, the dashing belle and beau, the carriage and the coupe, and the jingling cart, and oh, the jostling to and fro. The dazzling life and light give me glare and glow along broad light at night. The moving scenes portray alternate joy and woe. Our hearts beneath its sway respond with thrill and throe, and nothing that I know compares in sound or sight with ebb and flow along Broadway at night. And it says, "Lay and boy, Prince, you have your chateau with marble terrace white, and I would rather go along Broadway at night." I wonder what this "Lee Invo" means. What do you think, guys? It's French, obviously, but yeah, what does it mean? It's like the afterword here, illustration. To a poet from Dulcinea, Dulcinea. Poet, although you've been extremely kind, the time has come when I must speak my mind. I thought it absurd for you to write. My lips are like twin cherries. What a sight! I'd be as if such a silly thing were true. Do cherries really look like lips to you? Well, shell-like ears to the marines, pray tell. My ear is like a hard and slimy shell. With eyes like stars, indeed, sir, even at night, my eyes are not yellow dots of light. And I confess it gives me quite a twinge to imagine lids with jetty fringe, hair like raven's wing, fancy a maid with short, stiff quills that wouldn't coil or braid. And I would be the most distressed of girls, were my teeth small and spherical like pearls. As to my neck, you really should be told, 'tis not alabaster, hard and cold. Then arms like ivory, candid I must own. Why don't you say they're nothing but a bone? O prithee, poet, if you think me fair, with better things than these charms, my charms compare. Wow. Poetry just got slammed there, dang. Belinda's Blender. Another Belinda. It seems to be Belinda's notion that I was born with to be her slave. She thinks to show abject devotion to her commands is all I crave. She thinks I like to dance attendance, and that I've never feel inclined just to assert my independence, or in no occasion speak my mind. She thinks I love to have her rule me with rod of iron, the saucy minx, and I, ah well, she doesn't fool me. I think just what Belinda thinks. Pussy. This is a pussy whip man right there. Whoops. My Valentine. My Valentine, which maiden shall it be of all these mental photographs of mine? In which fair gracious vision may I see my Valentine? Shall it be Margaret with eyes divine, Rosina daintily dispensing tea? Toward clever Catherine does my heart incline. Wait! Who is this comes flying by in glee? That mad grace on her wheel? Here is my shrine. Forgetting all the rest, I bow to thee, my Valentine. And here's another illustration. Summer, the passing of the summer girl. The season is over and we must part. Summer is ended, my pretty maid. I bid you farewell with all my heart, and no regret may my worlds pervade. Many an innocent escapade we've had together since we've been here. Memories haunt a certain glade. Where are the girls of yesteryear? You're fascinating and chic and smart, modestly mannered and well arrayed. Rowing a boat or driving a cart, oft by your side I willingly stayed. Staid. Slyly the chaperone we evade. Stealing flirtations on the beach or pier. Oh, but what such court I've often paid. Where are the girls of yesteryear? With wondrous grace and consummate art, your will in our summer game you played, cleverly aiming a cupid's dart, part of your dainty stock in trade. But already my fickle fancies strayed. No longer I cherish your souvenir, and I view the prospect undismayed. Where are the girls of yesteryear? And then it says Lee and Voy. Summer girl, lightly my heart you swayed.